Hello everyone, today I want to tell you the story of a childhood friend in the same village as me. His name's Terry. Terry was born into a small, struggling family. His father had passed away when he was young, and his mother worked long hours as a cleaner to keep food on the table. At the age of 16, Terry decided he had to step up and help his mother, but life in the city was unforgiving. He found his first job as a waiter at a local diner. Every morning he would arrive early, clean tables, and serve breakfast to hurried customers on their way to work. One regular customer was Mrs. Hughes, an elderly lady who lived nearby. She would always sit in the same booth and order the same thing: scrambled eggs and toast. Despite her frail appearance, Mrs. Hughes always had a kind word for Terry. She noticed the exhaustion in his eyes one morning and asked, "How are you holding up?" Dear Terry smiled weakly, replying, "It's hard, but I have to keep going." "My mom needs my help," Mrs. Hughes nodded, her eyes filled with understanding. "You're a good boy, Terry. But don't forget to take care of yourself." When Terry went to college, as if 3 jobs weren't enough, Terry also took on a part-time gig distributing flyers in the evening. This job paid little, but every penny counted. Dressed in a bright yellow vest, Terry would walk through crowded streets, handing out flyers for local businesses. His legs were sore from walking all day, and people would often ignore him or throw the flyers away without even glancing at them. One rainy evening, while standing at a busy intersection, Terry handed a flyer to a middle-aged man in a business suit. To Terry's surprise, the man actually stopped and read it. "You work hard, kid," the man said, glancing at Terry's soaked clothes. "I used to be in your shoes. Keep pushing, and one day you'll make it out of this grind." Terry smiled, the man's words giving him a brief moment of hope in the endless cycle of fatigue. Juggling 4 jobs in a single day, Terry was constantly exhausted. His body ached, his eyes were heavy, and sometimes he wondered if it was all worth it. But he kept reminding himself why he was doing it: for his mother, for their survival. Every night when he came home, his mother would greet him with a tired smile, and that was enough to fuel him for another day. One night, after finishing his flyer route, Terry sat on a park bench, drenched from the rain and utterly exhausted. He thought about the people he had met: Mrs. Hughes, who reminded him to take care of himself; Diego, who taught him that true strength came from within; Mr. Patel, who recognized his hard work; and the businessman, who told him to keep pushing. Terry realized that, despite the hardships, he was learning more than just how to survive. He was learning resilience, determination, and the value of hard work. As the rain poured down, Terry smiled to himself. Life was tough, but he wasn't going to give up. He knew that one day, all of his efforts would lead to something better. Until then, he would continue to work, one job at a time, building not just a life for himself, but a future for his family. After finishing at the construction site, Terry would head straight to his 3rd job as a shelf stocker at a nearby supermarket. It was quieter work compared to the construction site, but it came with its own challenges. He would spend hours on his feet, lifting boxes, arranging products on shelves, and dealing with impatient customers. One evening, while organizing cereal boxes, he ran into Mr. Patel, the store manager. Mr. Patel was a strict boss, but had a soft spot for hard-working employees. He noticed Terry's diligence and pulled him aside. "You're always on time, always working hard. Keep it up, and you'll go places, mister," Patel said. Terry nodded, grateful for the recognition, but inside, he was exhausted beyond belief. He was doing everything he could, but the weight of his responsibilities seemed to grow heavier every day. After his morning shift at the diner, Terry would rush to his 2nd job working as an assistant at a construction site. The work was grueling and unforgiving. He'd carry heavy bags of cement, mix concrete, and help lay bricks under the scorching sun. His hands were covered in calluses, and his muscles ached every day, but quitting was not an option. One afternoon, while carrying bricks to a new building, he met Diego, one of the senior workers. Diego was tough, but had a heart of gold. "You're strong for a kid," Diego said, watching Terry work. "But strength isn't just in your arms, it's in here," he added, pointing to his chest. Diego's words stayed with Terry. It reminded him that perseverance wasn't just about physical endurance, but about mental toughness as well.
xuống không. Được rồi.